Kilichenko, Durant, McCoist, Hurlock, Brown and Reid wait in the wings. But 5 months of frustration are over for Trevor Steven, who sustained a serious knee injury against Celtic in March and now resumes in his influential midfield role, to the relief of the home supporters who feared he may have moved to Marseille last month. And Alec Taunton has been anything but idle in the close season as he aims to continue his club's rise to the top. But sadly, new skipper Ray Stewart from West Ham is out with a thigh strain, but record-signing Paul Wright plays, and so too does the former Rangers player Ian Redford, who makes his debut after his £60,000 transfer from Ipswich. He brings to the team experience gained with Ipswich, Dundee, Rangers and Dundee United. And the referee this afternoon, in his 4th season as a Grade 1 official, is Mr Les Mottram from Wilson Town, a fast-rising official in Scotland, now on the FIFA list. And a new departure for this season, Willie Young from Clarkston, a Grade 1 official, will run the line. This is an SFA initiative gearing themselves to the FIFA requirements to have 7 referees and 7 linesmen on the FIFA list from each country. So St Johnstone in a new change white strip start the match. The conditions overhead overcast, but the playing surface is absolutely immaculate, lending itself to high quality football, which both sides will be determined to supply. There's Ian Redford becoming involved straight away for St Johnstone. Nisbet breaking for the back from that defensive position. Here's Peter Haustra, well tackled very swiftly by the St Johnstone captain this afternoon, who is Tommy Turner. That view you see now is from the position of the new tier of the stand being built currently at Ibrox. So that gives you the kind of view you would have if you were sitting in that upper level. So the free kick taken here by Baltacha for St Johnstone. There could have been 3 USSR men on the pitch this afternoon, but with the 2 Rangers men not fit, it's only Baltacha. This Paul Wright's first attempted goal. Haitley getting up well against Ingalls. There's Redford again. Now Curran. And St Johnstone trying to play football from defence. Here's Alan Moore. Davis towards Turner. A tangle there involving Turner and Haustra. The result is a free kick to St Johnstone. Peter Haustra getting a chance now to flourish for Rangers in the absence of Mark Walters, who has just moved to Liverpool. Baltacha's free kick. Good challenge there made by Richard Gough, going in quickly behind Roddy Grant. So Rangers opening up with Stevens, Gough, Nisbet and David Robertson in the back 4. In midfield, Stephen, Ferguson, Spackman and Haustra, and up front Haitley and Johnston. There's Haitley involved again, setting it up for Johnston. Haustra's gone through on the left. Gary Stevens arriving on the right flank. Rangers getting lots of players forward. One of them is Haitley. Very carefully marked by John Ingalls. The cross was just out of reach for Haitley, but that was a fine sweeping move from Rangers. Gary Stevens in the end flighting that ball across, looking for Haitley on the run, and Ingalls making sure he did not have complete freedom. Clearance there from Redford goes straight to Nisbet once again. And Ingalls going up very early against Haitley, preventing the Rangers centre forward from jumping. So Rangers have a free kick in a very dangerous position. Haustra lining it up. That's brilliantly taken by Hamilton. It was an excellent free kick, but what fine goalkeeping that was. Hamilton positioning himself very well, then showing tremendous agility. With Johnston, the ball breaks off Trainer. This is Haustra. Baltacha goes across. Superb close control from Haustra. Try that all over again. Getting in a fine cross. That was well won by Ingalls. He got there ahead of Haitley. He's taken a knock. He's still down inside the box, the St Johnstone defender, as Moore is fouled by Robertson. There's a free kick to St Johnstone. There will be a hold-up though, because John Ingalls is lying inside his own penalty area. The referee hasn't yet spotted that as Curran takes possession for St Johnstone. Here's Moore. Tackled well by Ferguson. Still the referee hasn't yet spotted the injured player. The attention is being drawn to that at the moment. And now there's going to be a bit of trouble for Mark Hateley for a late challenge on Tommy Turner. And the referee has authorised treatment for John Ingles. So the referee's having a word with Mark Hateley. It was a great piece of defensive work that by Ingles, because Houstra's cross posed lots of problems for the Rangers defence, and Ingles was very sharp getting there just ahead of Hateley. So patiently built up again from the back by Rangers. Trevor Stephen caught late by Redford. Howls of anguish from the Rangers supporters, and referee Mottram is unhappy also. Ian Redford crashing into the back of Trevor Stephen there. He's trying to explain himself to the referee. That'll be a booking. Redford certainly appeared to be just a shade reckless. Played in by Nisbet. And a bit of climbing there involving Hateley and Ingles. The two players have clashed and the referee is going to take some action. It's not entirely clear what decision has been reached by the referee. There is the possibility here of a penalty kick. Ball flighted in by Nisbet. Now look for Hateley and Ingles. Two players clashing. Baltacha then collided with Hateley, but it looks as though it may well be a penalty kick to Rangers. It's a red card for John Ingles. Clearly that is for taking Hateley out of the play while the ball was in the air. So it's an ordering off for Ingles and a penalty kick to Rangers. Savage punishment for an act of folly by Ingles. Well, that trouble has been brewing right from the start of the match between Hateley and Ingles. Referee Mottram was very alert to that, and he spotted that foul off the ball. So it's Maurice Johnston who'll take the penalty kick. Johnston from the penalty spot. 21 minutes of the first half gone, and serious problems now for St Johnstone. Lindsay Hamilton made a very good effort as he guessed right, but the ball was placed so well and hit so firmly, he had no real chance. So past the midway point in a hectic and entertaining first half, with Rangers having a distinct advantage now. Here's Trevor Stephen, a chance to make it two, and that's brilliant goalkeeping by Hamilton. Well, Lindsay Hamilton will certainly have enjoyed that save, returning to the club where he never really had a chance to shine. Well set up this move, Houstra there to Stephen. He was so deliberate trying to play that beyond Lindsay Hamilton, and the big keeper was down very swiftly indeed. Grant going up there with Robertson. Paul Wright looking to pick up the loose ball. He does expertly. Careless pass though. There's Ferguson. Now Johnston. Houstra. Great run in, played by Stephen. Hateley calling for the ball in the middle. And Baltacha, easy Stephen off the ball. Richard Goff and Scott Nisbet adding their aerial power to that of Mark Hateley inside the area. There's Stephen, back to Stevens. Well, that was very close indeed. Lindsay Hamilton thoroughly relieved. He clearly got his angles right for that shot. He must have been very concerned as the ball was rifled across. Well set up this by Trevor Stephen. Gary Stevens drilling the ball in towards that far corner, swerving just wide of the target. Sharp play there by Johnston. This is Stephen. Spackman and Hateley were waiting in the middle. The ball wasn't high enough for either. Baltacha blocks it, and Rangers have a corner kick. Taken shot by Houstra. There's Trevor Stephen. Now Ian Ferguson. Tremendous power in his right boot, but didn't catch that properly. Here's Paul Wright on his own up front for St Johnstone at the moment. Joined now by Moore. Over to the far side is Davis. That's set up for Roddy Grant. That was fine play by St Johnstone. It was beautifully engineered, that move. Disappointment there for Grant, who had the shooting chance. And he'll be disappointed he didn't hit the target with this. But it really was excellent play involving Paul Wright, Alan Moore, then John Davis. Stephen opening the play out, finding David Robertson on the left. Spikeman. Robertson again. Spikeman being hustled there by Davis. Showing a lot of confidence. That's for Houstra. Brilliant ball. Haitley. Superb goal for Rangers. Mark Haitley scores. But it was brilliantly set up by Nigel Spikeman and by Peter Houstra. There's Spikeman's pass. That's what did all the damage. Houstra getting in behind Curran. Haitley making a run off his marker, and Hamilton couldn't keep that out. Once again, David Robertson has found space on the left. The 1-2 with Houstra. There's Haitley again, and that was good defending by Baltacha. Sergei Baltacha, the USSR international, showing that kind of quality there. Well set up, Houstra to Robertson. The low near post ball played in towards Haitley. Look how well Baltacha did with the tackle. Houstra is onside. Too long for Haitley. Ian Redfoot collects. Moore. It was well read by Stevens. Here's a problem for St Johnstone again. There's Johnston. Well, that surely would have settled it. Had Johnston scooped that one into the net, there would have been no way back, surely, for St Johnstone. Credit goes to Gary Stevens for some good anticipation and then powerful running, playing it across there for Johnston. And Hamilton was certainly beaten. So we're into stoppage time in the first half. And there's no more of that. Referee Les Mottram brings an eventful first half to an end. Mark Haitley involved in the two crucial incidents of the first half. First of all, when he was fouled by John Ingalls off the ball, allowing Maurice Johnston to score in the penalty spot in 21 minutes, and John Ingalls was ordered off. And then Haitley himself scoring a fine second goal in 33 minutes. Rangers looking in a very comfortable position. It's a long way back for St Johnstone. Half-time, Rangers 2, St Johnstone 0. Well, there's no change in the Rangers lineup for the start of the second half. They have Sandy Robertson and John Spencer in reserve on the bench. They need an early chance, but the flag is up on the near side as Houstra plays that across, and Haitley hits the ball over. The referee has now spotted the linesman's flag, but I think he's going to allow it to continue with a goal kick. But Houstra again looking very sharp indeed on the Rangers left. Sweeping move again from Rangers. That ball played in. Haitley flying in to meet that. Couldn't keep the header down. Made up by Goff. There's Trainer going in on Johnston. Vicar being outpaced there by Haitley. And the linesman gives the corner kick to Rangers. Don McVicker gives him a long lingering look. Rangers appear to be looking for a killer goal, which they thought would certainly be. Near post ball from Houstra, headed away by Turner. There's Trevor Stephen. And some activity again inside the penalty box off the ball. And the referee, Les Mottram, has given another penalty kick to Rangers. Well, we'll see now if we can assess why that penalty was given. There's the cross from Stephen, and it looked as though it was handballed by Sergei Baltacha. That's why the penalty kick was given. Mo Johnston chance for his second of the match, and Rangers third. Here's Johnston. Totally convincing. A second penalty kick from Maurice Johnston. Just 2 minutes into the second half, and the lead now is extended to 3. Well, Johnston taking the penalty kick with complete confidence, sending Hamilton the wrong way this time. Well, St Johnstone was certainly beginning to look ragged towards the end of the first half as they tried to cope tactically and physically with the Rangers' might in that period. But with the reorganisation possibilities half-time, Alec Totten would have sorted things out to some extent. He certainly has put Don McVicker into that defensive position, in the sweeper role. But he hasn't had time to see that new formation settle as Stephen plays the ball in, the dummy from Johnston. And Baltacha reacted well enough to take the ball off the toes of Haitley. Well, what superb play it was once again. Well, Johnston enjoying himself, and clearly had a call there from Haitley. Houstra with the corner. David Robertson retrieves the ball for Rangers. Reid Ferguson available just inside, trying to set himself a shooting chance. Oh, that's brilliant play from Ferguson. A goal of genuine quality and hugely enjoyed by the Rangers supporters. Well, this was brilliant. Look at the way Ferguson takes the pass from Robertson, creates space for himself, and then steers the ball beyond Hamilton into the far corner. Well, the handshake there from Gary Stevens, thoroughly deserved. Ian Ferguson's had so many injury problems in his Ibrox career. He's taken a bit of time to convince the Rangers supporters of his quality. Extra man, such a vital advantage. Some jersey pulling there, and the free kick's been given against McVicker. Very difficult circumstances for McVicker to face, coming on as a second half substitute. Played in by Houstra. There's Nisbet. Got up well above McVicker. Played in beautifully from the left foot there of Peter Houstra. And Nisbet getting up very convincingly above McVicker. Stevens calling there to Nisbet to let that ball come all the way through. So the aerial view again, the view from the top tier of the stand, which is currently being constructed. Haitley with a layoff. There's Stephen. That's for Maurice Johnston, and the trainer had a very awkward task there. He did well, kneeing that back to goalkeeper Hamilton. Kept his eye on that. Spike went to Haitley. Houstra was offside. Joe Young with the flag aloft. Some respite for St Johnstone. Houstra misjudging his run slightly. Headed by Goff. Spikeman winning that neatly from Moore. Linking with Haitley. That's for Johnston, who's definitely onside as that ball was played. Found a yard very quickly though to have an advantage. And here's Haitley with a chance for the fifth. The ball was bouncing awkwardly. Mark Haitley couldn't direct it on target. And an undoubted chance though for Rangers. There was Haitley waiting the ball to come down to a good height. Goff's header to safety. Well, Rangers, I think, will make a change by withdrawing Ian Ferguson shortly. Certainly not an occasion to take any chances. Leading by 4-0. And he got him calling there to Nisbet, and he would take charge. And now Trainer. We're waiting with the ball, almost lost it there is Spackman. Fine tackle there by Stephen. That's Houstra, that's for Haitley, he's onside, a great chance for Haitley. Superbly finished. The fifth for Rangers. Taken beautifully by Mark Haitley. Huge favourite now, Ibrox, after the sticky opening spell. Was played there into his path. He looked and saw Lindsay Hamilton coming to meet him. The big keeper up here to try to drag him down. Didn't make contact. And the fifth goes home. Meanwhile, Sandy Robertson has replaced Ian Ferguson in the Rangers midfield. Tangle there involving Goff and Ward. Goff took a knock, but they continue. The free kick taken very quickly. Here's Houstra, now Johnston. Trevor Stevens, Gary Stevens coming up on the right. Well, into the side netting. Rangers players perhaps concerned that Stevens didn't play it across the front of goalkeeper Hamilton. Getting a chance to get on a rebound, but there was Stevens trying to beat the keeper at the near post. Off to Robertson. Trevor Stephen made a run forward. He'll get on the end of this now. And Baltacha cut off the cross. A little bit of slackness in the St Johnstone defence. Very difficult to maintain concentration at this stage. There's just over a quarter of an hour left. 5-goal deficit. And there the header from Haitley. That's the start for Mark Haitley. Closing on the header from the corner. Maurice Johnston almost as delighted, it would appear. But look at the quality of this header from the corner. The ball is played across. Haitley goes across his markers and leaves Hamilton without a chance. Well judged by Nisbet. He's had a good match for Rangers. Stevens to Stephen. Haitley's onside this time. Lots of space to utilise. He has a lot of support in the middle. That's a fine set by Hamilton. Denying Peter Houstra at point-blank range. Well, a goalkeeper who's played extremely well despite seeing 6 goals go past him. Drilled in there low by Haitley for Houstra. And Lindsay Hamilton pulling off another good save. There's McVicker with the free kick. Here's Davis. Nigel Spackman. Here's Sandy Robertson. Haitley's offside this time. And there's no more time for action. Thoroughly satisfactory start for the champions and for Mark Haitley in particular. Going on to score a hat-trick after being involved in that early incident where John Ingles was ordered off. He gave Rangers the penalty which sent them on the way to victory. A comfortable performance for Rangers in the end, but perhaps too much should be read into that. The key moment was clearly in the 21st minute when, with the score sheet blank, John Ingles conceded the penalty kick and got himself ordered off. So in the end, Rangers looking very impressive. St Johnstone Beleaguer, the final score, Rangers 6, St Johnstone 0. Walter, in the face of a 6-0 victory, could hardly have been a happier start for you. Were you completely satisfied?
Oh yeah, I was satisfied with that. I thought we played well in the early stages of the match, even before we got the first goal. And St Johnstone having a player sent off just at that time as well made us settle down really. And I thought we played some very good football after that, and some good goals in among the six.
Would you accept that the penalty incident in 21 minutes was the key element in the result of the match?
Well, I think it possibly a key element in terms of a 6-0 victory, putting St Johnstone under a little bit of pressure with 10 men. But I felt that at that stage of the game we had created 1 or 2 chances to score, even when they had the 11 players. And you know, I thought we were just settling into a game, you know, after the initial stages of the first match of the season.
You had new men in show. Andy Gorham obviously had little chance to show his ability. How did you feel about David Robertson at left back?
Yeah, I thought he did very well. It's always difficult to come into your first match in front of a home crowd. You don't know how to just approach the game and what they expect of you. But he'll settle in, and I thought he looked very good in the match.
His relationship with Peter Houstra appeared to have some influence, particularly in the second half. Is that something you'll hope to develop as the season goes on?
Yes, I think so. I think you're looking at Peter has been in and out the team due to Mark Walter's performances over the last year. I think he's coming into the team now. I hope that he settles down and shows a bit of consistency. David Robertson's a new player, so it's a new partnership in that side of the park. We have Gary Stevens and Trevor on the other side who do very well for us, and I hope that these two can emulate Gary and Trevor.
Now, of course, your front two managed to get 5 goals between them. Mark Hateley, the hat-trick from open play. Would you say that was a major highlight, notwithstanding the fact that the original marker, John Ingles, was ordered off?
Well, when John Ingles was ordered off, it meant that Mark obviously had a little benefit in there, but I don't think any of the goals were particularly ones where he's climbing over the top of people and heading them. They were all good strikers' goals, and I was very pleased for him. He's a wholehearted player. He's taking a little bit of time to get the crowd round on his side. It was good to hear them chanting for him today, and I'm sure that he'll have a very good season again.
Some food for thought perhaps for the star players who were not involved today. You have a big squad who weren't involved in this match today.
Well, I had a couple of players I feel a little bit for, and Oleg Kuznetsov and Ian Durant. I just felt that they had been out for a long while. They had been in a circumstance where the competitiveness of the first match of the season might have just been a wee bit too much for them at this stage. And all goes well for the future for us anyway.
Congratulations today, Walter. Good start.
Thanks very much.
Walter Smith clearly delighted.